Okay, Mandy, I do have something very important to show you. Will you be my bridesmaid?
What are you doing next Saturday? Are you free? I need another groomsman. To open bar.
Bridesmaids gifts. I got everyone a monogrammed cup, tumbler, slippers, candle, safety pins, tight to go pin, writing pin, sticky boobs, earplugs for your date because of all the screams.
Oh, dude, remind me your last name? Also your real name. Yeah, Tracy doesn't want to put wifey on the wedding program.
No, I did ask Mandy to be a bridesmaid. I just feel like her feelings would have been hurt if she wasn't included, so.
You know how Drew's the sensitive one? What if we don't even invite him to the wedding just to piss him off? Yeah, no one tell him.
He has some great friends that are single available guys at the wedding. Maybe one of you falls in love. Maybe your love story starts that day.
Dudes, I just got word. Midnight Mandy's a bridesmaid! Someone scored this weekend. Who's walking down the aisle? Nothing, honey.
Cool new shorts, Katie. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a few days. I've been on the road. Every time I see her, Jake, just a something new on.
Oh, is that what the joke is? Just some new Nikes?
Those are cool, but
Yeah.
are they new?
Yeah, they are.
Aren't you glad I noticed?
Yeah, thank you for noticing. Is there a problem or something?
Oh, man. it just, I mean, she claims it's fine, and I do believe her, and the bills don't reflect that anything's wrong, but I'm amazed at how many new items she has on her person all the time.
You'd think she'd run out.
Yeah, I don't know how she's doing it. It seems exhausting. You ever like try to shop for cool stuff and it's fun for a second, and then you're just like, I'm just not gonna do this for a long time.
Well, I have limits. I'm like, that's probably enough.
Yeah.
Enough is enough, but I haven't reached I've never just like been alone with a baby for an entire weekend though. So.
Right.
Yeah, I will say both the past 2 weekends that you guys have been gone, there's been a lot of online shopping. I'm not gonna lie.
More than normal.
I don't give a crap. What's the thought process when you do it? I deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We were catching up last night after I was like going to bed. It was at the end of the run. And she was dying laughing. She's like, today Thomas was sitting there and he kind of had his foot really close to his mouth. So I like helped him put it in his mouth and he sucked on his big toe for a while. Like, was that the most exciting thing that happened to you this weekend? She's like, yes.
By far.
That's not mom life. So I'm very appreciative. Maybe I got you something. You don't know.
I was going to say.
Did you get me something?
I feel like you, in a way, got something for her. Remember, you got a box and there was a female item in there.
Oh.
That could be Katie's.
That could be yours.
I don't want to spoil it, but I think he got something for you.
It could be, or is it
It
like
may or may not be a purse. It may or may not. It was gifted to me from one of the cities I played at.
Even better, from a professional baseball team.
It may or may not be a cool purse with the St. Louis Cardinals logo on it. And it's all yours.
Oh, it's so cute.
Shout out to
Katie.
St. Louis Cardinals. They gave me a very nice goodie bag of jerseys and such.
very nice?
Cool.
I love baseball.
If you're familiar with the St. Louis Cardinals logo, it's kind of an S on top of a T on top of an L.
It legit looked like YSL, which is what they're playing off of. And when I first opened it, I was like, there's no way they just gave me.
Turns
But I know
out
what that is. It's nice.
there was no way.
Yeah.
There was no way.
We're back with another episode, and we're back doing our second ever live in-person podcast. Kansas City, September 6th. Don't miss it. TreyKennedy.com/tour for tickets. And the Kansas City show's coming up too. Big Kansas City month.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we got
a few weeks.
August 19th, we got a matinee show. Never done that before either.
So,
but it's not a podcast.
No.
If you're looking for a podcast, don't come to that show.
So get your tickets there. Can't wait to see you and enjoy today's episode. Roll music.
Correct opinions. Correct opinions.
WAIT. I don't like to wait. Screw me.
Let's fight.
The waiting game sucks. And it's the thing that it sucks real bad when you're hiring. You don't have to do that anymore because with Indeed, when you're hiring, boy, did they get it quick.
How quick?
Instantly, dare I say. With Instant Match, over 80% of employers get quality candidates whose resume on Indeed matches their job description the moment they sponsor a job. I've hired people. Indeed helped me do it. It was great. Indeed, hire where you think you can hire. It's an all-in-one platform. Attract, interview, and hire all in one place, baby. So start hiring now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/Trey. Offer good for a limited time. Claim your $75 credit now at Indeed.com/Trey. Just go to Indeed.com/Trey and support the show by saying you heard about it here on this podcast. Indeed.com/Trey. Terms and conditions applied. Need to hire?
What?
You need Indeed.
Indeed.
heck of a weekend of shows. Thank you again to everyone who came out. So, this was said. We were gearing up with merch, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, how much merch do they send?" And they're like, "Yeah." Well, they're like, "We had to send enough for 8,000 tickets," and I didn't even realize we had almost 8,000 people come out over the weekend.
That is kind of fun
Wow.
when you start adding them together.
So
sweet.
thank you guys. We do a little fan love here because it's cool to meet so many cool fans, especially the Recties, the real deep fans. And I've got a gift, and this pair of ladies went all out. Macy and her mom
Okay. Macy's mom.
has got it going on.
It's all I want.
Okay,
I don't know the words.
everyone gets one. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not messing around.
Oh, even Derek?
Oh,
I don't include him when you say everyone normally.
Yeah. Even him.
oh wow.
Katie,
Oh, this is cool.
heads up,
Ooh.
and you can show off little Toms.
Even Thomas.
Even Thomas.
Yeah, he's actually not part of it. And that should be yours. What
Sweet.
What size did you get? I got an XL. This will say a lot. What'd you get, Derek? They don't even know.
I mean, they have no idea. So.
they don't know.
XL, yeah.
What'd you get?
I also got an XL.
Let's go.
It's bulking season, I
I
guess.
also got an XL. I'm just kidding.
You did?
Oh,
What'd you
it
get?
was cheaper to get 4
I got a
XLs.
medium. I'm
Nice.
just kidding.
Thomas also got an XL.
Yeah, what's
Scott?
Thomas?
He got a little
Thomas.
Oh, OG Thomas.
the
the remix. Pretty clever, huh? And it's just like 1,000 of the inside jokes of the podcast.
Wow.
that's awesome.
And my videos and stuff. Some of your videos, Jake. So they were messing around.
Derek's putting his up.
So thanks. And then next to Katie, look at this metal artwork. Did you see this?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't even notice. You can cut your head off. Shout out Metal Memories Art on Instagram. He came to a show, said, "Dude, I make this metal art. Can I make you something?" I was like, "Knock yourself out." And he did. It's a
He truly knocked
It's
himself
like a
out.
metal microphone with the correct opinions check coming out of it. Out of metal. So thank you, everyone. Very kind.
I can't. I will say my brain maybe isn't at full function, but I'm not sure I quite understand. Do you guys? What?
KAT dash. It's just another creative way to spell Katie.
Okay. That's fun. I'm like,
She's pissed. Send her one with the correct
no,
spelling.
no. I just was like, I think I'm struggling to put something together.
What does yours say, Jake?
I'm really.
What does it say on the back?
Yeah, the back says a ton of stuff. I'm really encapsulated by it. The front says Judge Jake, though.
Oh, Judge Jake.
Judge
I was
Jake.
hoping for
Judge
Green Goblin or whatever.
Oh, that would have been
Ginger
funny.
The back
These
is
are
just
really
like.
cool though. Thank you, Macy and her mom.
Yeah.
Macy's mom. So, yes, thank you everyone who came out. A lot of fun. Get your tickets. TreyCannon.com/tour. And we got a good pod today, guys. Let's talk about I'm really excited to talk about this. The Somalian, or is that where she was from?
Yes.
Yes.
She was
I saw
Somali.
that.
Somali sprinter who ran the world's slowest 100. Derek, if you cue this up.
I know
What's
you
the
guys
story
typically
here?
are like, hey, the boys in their sports talk. All right, we'll keep it, at a minimum. But it is this is gripping stuff.
Well, we're highlighting female sports, female athletes.
Yes, we are. Mm-hmm. Yes, we sure are. Katie, you even saw this too?
I did.
What was the story? What was the backstory?
Let's see.
It's the niece of the athletic.
Here we go.
Some athletic head chair person, whatever, of Somalia, and he just sent his niece.
To represent the nation.
Yes.
Wow. He's like,
And-
she's very fast.
No, I don't think that there wasn't a prerequisite of like It was just they just sent someone. She
Did he even think she was fast at all, or he's like, I
No,
don't care?
I don't. At least what I read, which who knows, but it was just like
Didn't even look like she was giving her whole effort. Look at this.
It didn't
Look
look
at
she'd
this.
ever ran before.
no. That's exactly. I don't think she didn't know how to set up or anything.
Where is she? What?
Where is she?
Oh. Oh my goodness, she's slow.
Yeah, I don't. She's not a runner.
Wait till the last. Wait, she's about to kick it in gear though. Watch
Hold
this
on.
at the end.
The way she finishes though.
Yeah.
Wait, where is she? She's still going.
The little skip at the end.
You imagine if she did that at the end.
Lunges
Like I
forward.
feel so like
Well, no, I heard with it's the because it was on national television. They wanted to represent their heritage and religion country. She wore the hijab, but without it, they said she runs a 10.8 flat. It wasn't as aerodynamic.
It's like a parachute. That's not fair.
It's not fair at all. But she did it. There's a bigger meaning behind it. I respect that.
Yeah. I bet, yeah. She's like lining up her blocks. I'm the sprinter now. That's what she says when she gets into it.
Are they like a little Jamaican? Or-
No. Have you seen Captain Phillips?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a movie about Somalian pirates.
Oh, okay.
Famous line in it. I'm the captain now.
I see.
Is this how
You kind of ruined the whole bit.
Oh, so they're Jamaican.
Yeah.
It's like,
Jamaican now, huh?
I don't get it.
I bet I will say the woman who came in second to last is probably pretty fired up that the Somalian was there. Like, wow, I look a lot faster than she did.
Second to last got smoked too.
That's what I'm saying. I bet she was
That's
fired
what's
up.
confused about the video because you kind of think that's her, and you're like, I mean, that's pretty bad. And then she finally, I don't know. I could see her with some training, and if they let her out the house more often.
It did not look like running is something she does on a weekly basis.
No.
She looked gassed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
No, it's not a Middle East joke.
Do you remember that video of the snowboarder going on the half pipe who never did it before?
Shaun White. Oh, who never did it before?
No, that sounds way more dangerous.
Yeah. Great weekend of shows. Really want to dive into that because that was the highlight of all I saw on the internet this week. Highlight of what I saw with my eyes as well. I saw Oppenheimer. We were talking about it.
Oh, yeah,
Saw
yeah.
Josh Peck in all his glory.
Yeah, we went and saw it
He
together.
had 2 lions. That's all good.
Yeah, what did you think?
I liked it. Quite long, but I really liked it. It's good. I was wanting more decimation. It's kind of sick, but
Yeah.
they just lead up to it with the test bomb, and then they kind of skim over the whole mass murder thing, which is probably a good artistic decision. But
Yeah, the climax of the movie is kind of just like this test. You know
yeah,
what I've
it's
been
not fun.
curious about? I haven't looked this
We're
up.
talking about practice,
Yeah.
not
not the
a game.
real thing.
Not the thing.
But a test launch? Test site? How, do you know this? Why didn't radiation kill the people the test site? How does that work?
I took it as they were way far away from it. Maybe it's
Okay.
deceiving. I feel like they gave a quick nod to our calculations. The radiation will only go a few miles. We're gonna be 20 miles away. I don't know.
Cool.
But I wouldn't want to be near it.
Yeah, I kind of wondered
Radiation
that too. I was like, did they make a radiation sunscreen?
Scares
or
me.
I don't know.
Did you see the conspiracy how did the camera survive? With it?
Very
Wait,
true.
for the movie?
No, the real one.
Oh. Because there's an actual video of the test launch.
Yeah, and all the buildings get destroyed, but the camera doesn't.
Oh, I mean,
Fake news.
GoPro.
Yeah, they never did it. Japan's not even real. Have you been? Have you been?
Never been.
Have you been?
No.
my dad has.
Oh, her dad went a bunch growing up. He was in Vegas.
yeah.
Wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't tired from the jet lag.
Yeah.
He's up all night.
Gambling.
Yeah.
Japan's not real. Speaking of wild things over in East Asia, did y'all hear about David Sneddon?
No, I don't know who that is.
Missing U.S. student who was declared dead in 2004 was actually kidnapped in China and forced to become Kim Jong-un's personal tutor.
What?
They believe they've worked in tandem with Japan and people over there, and they have enough info where they believe this kid who's over there and was said to fell in a river and died was captured in China and taken over there, and he's supposedly has a wife and 2 kids, is living in the capital of North Korea.
What?
Is that insane?
I'll say it. Yes. That is.
I mean,
Could you imagine?
did
And what if he's in love with a little North Korean baddie and he has kids with her, and they're like, "Hey, we finally got you. You can come back home." He's like, kind of killing it over here.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
want to know more to the story. Why is he some really intelligent person? Why did they were just you?
They
you're
said-
the-"
What kind of kept the parents going and certain people looking into it going is it just was sketchy the way he supposedly drowned or disappeared, and
Is he Mormon missionary?
He was a Mormon. I don't think he was there on a mission. He was there for fun, but he might have been there on a mission. Trip.
Different kind of mission.
Yeah. To take over the world with Kim Jong-un. And they said Kim Jong-un's English tutor had passed or they'd gotten rid of him, so they needed a new person. And this young kid who knew English well as, I think he knew English and whatever language they speak.
Korean?
Terrorist.
It's terrorist. Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Could
That
you
is crazy.
imagine
Well,
getting to be Kim Jong Un's guy. He's so sick.
He almost got replaced by Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, but Dennis
Yeah,
Rodman.
not a Bulls fan, I would guess.
Yeah. Kim Jong Un didn't want to speak to national leaders like, "It's up." It's Kim Jong Un. Nah, me. Is that a good Dennis Rodman impression?
Yeah, I was trying to think. I was like, how does Dennis Rodman
Yeah, I
sound in
don't
the
know.
documentary?
That's I think what he sounded like in the documentary a little bit.
Yeah. Dang. What a
I know.
wild life for that person. How confirmed is that? Like
Yeah,
what's
like-
the truth?
Not super confirmed, no. But they're what was considered just now. They're like making great efforts to they really believe that's what he's there, and they're trying to figure it out and get him out of there.
Utah in the 80s was kind of like North Korea, though, if you think about it.
When you think about it, that makes sense. Who was the Kim Jong Un of the 80s over there? So what did they call him? Supreme leader? What do they call him? They call him the prime
head bishop,
head bishop. Do you know?
big bishop,
President, prophet.
President Prophet?
President Prof.
President Prophet?
I don't think both. I think one or the other.
No, I think both. It's way cooler.
President Prophet.
Yeah.
President
It's like
Prophet?
Mr. Sir and Holes. Oh, man.
President Prophet.
How was the weekend of shows for you, man? Good times?
It was good. It was good to be. Yeah, we did St. Louis, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Cleveland. It's always fun to perform in the Middle East. I enjoy that, and everybody was really nice. I feel like the shows just kept getting bigger and bigger as the weekend went on. Got to play some good golf. We Oppenheimered one day. So yeah, it was a great weekend. It was fun.
It was a really good time. I got booed for the first time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
you didn't tell me this.
Oh, you're so sad.
Well, I didn't want to bring it up. I'm embarrassed.
What happened?
We'll get a clip of it. Old Frank. I mean, he was just, I think, either very tired or very drunk. You know when you get tired and you can talk like this. Mm-hmm. So it could have been that. He was booing me. I don't think in a malicious way. It was like I was doing a bit about like weddings. You know, weddings are over the top, and I just heard a guy boo a couple times. I'm like, is someone booing me? And he's like, I had to pay for my daughter's wedding. So I think that was his first. Anyway, I really enjoyed making fun of him a lot. And then I got DMs after the show. It's funny. I got two types of DMs. One, it's like from the sweet ladies and moms being like, I'm so sorry you were booed. Like, that was ridiculous. I'm like, oh, it's a comedy show. It's fine. And someone else let me know. I guess enough roasted him. He left. Someone said he walked out of there.
Oh,
So
wow.
that made me feel really good.
That made you feel good?
Yeah.
You got him.
I got him good.
Wow.
I got him good enough where I kept talking to him, mess with him. The last thing I asked him, he just goes, I was like, what's your name? He's like, none of their business. And I was like, oh, man, this guy's pissed.
Yeah.
Sorry for the P word. I saw a comment, too, on the YouTube. Someone saying Jake and Trey
Got it.
said the P word. So it is a certified PG-10 podcast.
Yikes.
I don't know. Maybe we're kind of becoming bad boys.
Yeah. Hannah Burner turned us.
Yeah.
I feel like I kind of got into it with a guy on stage this weekend too. I don't know if you were still out there, but we're in Cleveland, so I'm doing some Cleveland jokes. I do a joke at the expense of Deshaun Watson. You guys don't know, this is a guy who pretty much any sports fan has turned on because he was really good, and then this stuff came out like 24 different women all accuse him of the same type of like sexual assault.
Allegedly.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's 24 women who don't know each other who all have pretty much the same story of how this guy does his thing.
He settled for 24 different women, but never proven anything. It's a coincidence.
And I think people are more upset at him because of the lack of consequences he's faced. He signed one of the biggest guaranteed contracts
$200
ever.
million, yeah.
And anyway, we're in
That's
Cleveland.
absurd.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, what were the girls wearing?
People are coming after
I mean,
you in the
that's
comments.
what you gotta ask.
People are gonna come after
That's what you gotta ask.
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
It is-
dirtbag. I love it.
Yeah, just big old dirtbag. And I make a joke at his expense in Cleveland, thinking everyone will still be on my side. They were, except for a few people. And I kind of hear some grumbling. So I'm like, oh, sorry, do we have some Deshaun Watson fans? And then some guy in the second row is like, yeah, right here. And I was like, okay. I was like, let's hear. Why are you a big Deshaun Watson fan? He's like, I mean, he's good. He's our quarterback. And I was like, he is good.
Everyone deserves 25th chances.
Yeah.
I was like, what place did the Browns come in their division last year? He's like, last. I was like, yeah, I mean, you got to defend the last place quarterback. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter what he does as long as he could finish in last place.
True.
And I was ready to talk football with him for 15 minutes. I was like, I should probably move on. Yeah. But I've got a lot more
a comedy show
data points than you
So,
probably have.
Seriously, that's your franchise guy. Seriously, because I don't see it. Yeah.
4 years, best case scenario, you give up 3 first-rounders. I mean, that's just not going to pay
That's a
off.
lot of value in today's NFL.
So he's like not even good, and he got a huge contract.
He was one of the best quarterbacks, and then he really liked massages. And then
Last year he came back. He only got to play 6 games.
He's 2 or 3 years off dealing with all this, and finally he said, I'm innocent. He settled all of these, aka paid all 24 women, who knows how much, and he came back and looked pretty rusty. So he still might be good, but he's been through a lot. It's like the old Tiger Woods situation.
Probably just better.
He went through quite a bit of stuff and came back, and it's like, well, that takes a toll
Well,
on your talent.
he deserves it.
Ooh, okay, it's good to hear. Anti Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Well,
Shocker.
we should. Do the Chiefs play the Browns this year at home?
I don't know.
Katie
I guess
wants
they
to
could.
go.
Yeah.
Get after him. Remember this. Now you know why I got after Joe Mixon. Remember that whole story? Rick
I
Hughes?
do remember the story.
So now you see where I was coming from.
That's
We need to
not-
get you there at a Browns game and just screaming.
But you
I
were,
hate Deshaun.
You were trying to annoy a specific other fan.
Nope.
Yes, you were.
I stand by what's right. To a fault. I stand by what's right.
Preseason game.
Oh, Katie, let's go. August 26th. We're going to make sure we watch that, put it on the television.
Yeah.
Smart. You.
No, I don't want to support that game.
Normally I would, but I don't want to support it.
I'm dying to watch the football, but that one I'm gonna have to miss.
That being said, I think he could turn around. I might draft him this year. Fantasies.
Do not
I
draft
won't tell
him.
you. Don't draft.
You're not allowed in
She's
this
like
house.
actually mad. The only thing she knows about football. Did you seriously draft Deshaun?
Wow.
After all I did.
I'm gonna judge whoever does in your fantasy league.
Well, that was kind of a big thing last year, I would say, in fantasy, is because he was going to be suspended for the first 11 games, and he's this known terrible person. It's like if you drafted Deshaun Watson, you have had kind of a thing for him.
That's
like why would
definitely
you
something-
take this guy?
Fantasy football, you've got to really put some of that behind you because every year you're going to draft a guy that's just he's beat up a woman in the offseason, and they still let him play for some reason. That's a tough part of fantasy.
I try to take the moral high ground with my fantasy football
Good.
players. I've never come in first.
Yeah. There's one year the way it laid in front of me, I had to go Mixon, Ezekiel Elliott, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt, toss him in there.
It was a bad look for me. I mean, the guys are so violent. They don't get the hits out on the field.
It's because they play offense. That's why
Oh. Yeah, no defensive players ever.
I've ever got in trouble.
Name one. No defensive players ever got
Bill
in trouble.
Romanow? No.
Ray Lewis?
No.
Oh, wait. Well, he didn't hurt anyone. He ended them.
They couldn't feel any pain.
Yeah. So that's different.
And now he prays with the team before the games.
Right.
So that, honestly, for him, it
When he
worked.
won the Super Bowl, he said,
thank you to God.
Yeah, God. Nothing is, how can anything, if God is for us, how can anything be against us? He
that
said
was
that.
his original quote. Inspired a lot of music.
Yeah, Chris Tomlin, Ray Lewis.
Football God, guys.
Oh, Ray.
So that's Cleveland.
I have the video of the snowboard if you want to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably should.
I really want to see it. Has he hurt himself? I wish Deshaun would find a half pipe.
It's funny.
Try
I was
that
just talking about me snowboarding and hurting myself right before this.
Wait, what?
Oh, you weren't. It was me, Derek, and Hannah when I.
Y'all three just talking snowboarding?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's watch the video and then.
Elizabeth
And the trolls never.
Rainey
It's actually skiing.
from Hungary, out of Oakland, California now.
She does the pizza down the hill. Oh.
34th in the World Cup, 13th in the half pipe at Secret Garden earlier in the year. What can she deliver on here Imperial Chang.
Oh, she doesn't look confident at all.
Oh wow. Okay, but I'm pretty impressed at this point.
Nice, just getting up to the top
Olympics.
of the wall, going for these grabs, the safety grabs.
She's from Oakland, competing for Hungary.
For another, just cruising up to the top of the wall, showing the judges.
Is she supposed to be doing tricks?
Oh! Wait, a 180.
On to the left, and then a nice.
I mean, I could do that right now.
Yeah.
60 to switch.
Oh, the
A
backwards.
little
is cool.
backwards.
A little style down at the bottom.
A little style down at the bottom.
Is that?
I don't know.
What was she supposed to be doing?
I think getting like 10
Like,
feet more of air and doing tricks. The little wave with the mittens.
Mittens is wild.
I mean, but she's like, hey, I can go to the Olympics and maybe low-key embarrass myself, but I can go to the Olympics.
Yeah, that was maybe
know.
the idea.
Like I got invited to the World Championship aquathlon.
What is that?
They think triathlon without the bike, swim run.
Okay.
I did one near me in college for the heck of it. I got last in my age group, but there were so few of us, 8, that we all got invited to the World Championship. I qualified.
Congrats, dude.
Thank
I had no
you.
idea.
I didn't do it. I was busy. What's your snowboarding story? You've snowboarded?
Well, not really. It was just on a snow day. We had one of those like snowboards that you at home where you just like stick your feet under like a little loop. It's not like a real snowboard.
Katie's like, did you ever have a Nintendo Wii?
It was cold.
And it was like we moved to Maryland for a year, and it was our first big snow day. And me and my brothers and our new neighbors decided to put a skateboarding ramp on the hill. So we would go down the hill and then go off the skateboard ramp. And
catch some gnarly air?
Yeah, and then I fractured my wrist. Yeah.
Fractured your wrist?
Yep.
Tiny wrist.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
one?
I don't remember. I heard them both.
It was
at
too
some point.
gnarly. It didn't even matter.
Oh, I forgot.
What'd you hit? Front side heel grab 2680.
Yeah, the trick I did before I fell, I mean, it was awesome.
What was it?
Can opener, knick-knack, what are we talking?
Yeah, 360 flip
Twist.
jackknife.
Jackknife. Wait!
Oh, no. What for?
Not for good talent,
Why not?
because you shouldn't have to. The waiting game sucks,
Oh,
and you
oh,
shouldn't
oh.
have to wait when you hire great talent, and you don't have to with Indeed. Indeed
following.
is the hiring platform. When you're hiring, you need Indeed. I've hired people before. It's chill.
Indeed you have.
And Indeed helped me do it. Instead of spending hours on multiple job sites searching for candidates with the right skills, Indeed is a powerful hiring platform that can help you do it all. You can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. They streamline the hiring with powerful tools that find you matched candidates with their instant match.
Ooh.
Over 80% of employers get quality candidates whose resume on Indeed matches their job description the moment they sponsor a job, according to Indeed Data US.
Instant match. I mean, think of a word that would mean quicker than instant. Right now? No, that's even slower.
That's not a word. It's onomatopoeia.
Instant match is as quick as it gets. So start hiring now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/Trey. Offer good for a limited time. Claim your $75 credit now at Indeed.com/Trey. Just go to Indeed.com/Trey and support the show by saying you heard about it on this podcast. Indeed.com/Trey. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
And now, guys, we have a very special guest. This was really fun, especially for our Utah fans. We got a Utah queen, they call her. I don't know if they call her that. Jane Williamson. She's actually, we're linking up to make some videos too, so follow us on Instagram. But Jane makes hilarious Instagram sketches, YouTube, the whole thing. So follow her. She's killing it, blown up in the last year or two, specifically with her kind of basic Utah mom characters.
Yeah, she's a maniac. She plays it so well. That's why she's
great.
the queen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Great gal. We had a nice little chat. So enjoy this interview with Jane Williamson. Ladies and gentlemen, Jane Williamson.
All right. Welcome to the pod.
Hello.
Hi, Jane. Thanks for joining us. Love your content.
How are you guys?
We're great. We're great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on. I'm so excited.
Good. The Utah Mom. We made a Utah Mom video a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And it was just, we're always trying to make content. And I started to notice, man, Utah's really vibing with me. So let me give them a little love. And I had my Utah fans tell me about the Utah mom culture. And one of the big things they said was the Stanley Cup. And this is before it had caught on around like us here in like more the middle of the country.
Yeah.
So y'all kind of set the tone with the Stanley drinks.
I know. Check this out.
Oh
got
yeah,
'em
she's.
both.
Oh, you've double fisting.
Jeez.
What do you got in there? What's in there?
I've got water and an energy drink. So
Nice.
Cheers.
Good combo.
How did the Utah mom character start?
I originally started kind of making fun of influencers, and that all originated making fun of myself because I've been an influencer for a couple years. But there are just like some things that are just so silly. So I was like, okay, I just have to poke fun at this because it's just ridiculous. And that kind of morphed into the Utah character because I didn't grow up here. But since I've been here for the last 5 years, I've seen all of the stereotypes, the Lululemon, the caffeine, and I just thought, okay, I bet I can make a character out of this, making fun of a lot of these things. And I remember telling my husband, like, I think I'm gonna do a Utah mom character. He was like, that is dumb. Like, do not do that. That's just dumb. But then it really just exploded, and it's been awesome. It's really fun.
Good for you. Good for you. So you live in Utah now. You said, where are you from then?
So I grew up in New Jersey, and then I kind of hopped around a lot in high school. We moved to Northern California for a few years, and then Southern California. And then I moved to Idaho. That's where I met my husband. And then he grew up in Salt Lake City. And then we moved to Utah about 5 years ago after we graduated.
Heck yeah.
Wow. A lot of moving around.
A lot of moving around.
Jane's
it was
avoiding the law. Or
rough.
someone's up. She got a
I know.
background.
I was
She's on
mad
the
at
run.
my parents.
Where's the next move? Gilbert, Arizona? I heard that's the move.
We considered it, but no, yeah. I mean, I think we're loving Utah. Our dream is to get like a rental in Hawaii. That's like the dream. But that's many years away,
Same
probably.
girl.
If everything would work out perfect, I would rent a house in Hawaii. Let's not get carried away. I'm not going to own it.
Yeah,
But my dream would be to rent.
Is it Airbnb, maybe
know,
month to
yeah.
month? So you live in Utah. Are you Mormon? Or are you just part of the
Yeah.
Utah culture? You are, okay. So
I am.
our listeners know we grew up very sheltered Christian boys. Were you, I'd imagine, were you raised pretty sheltered?
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
relate so hard to all of your sheltered Christian content for sure.
Good. Because we were just joking about how the Mormons, because I remember growing up, I knew one or two, and it was like you can't have caffeine, but now I know y'all's kind of new loopholes. No coffee, but let's drink caffeine. How much caffeine do you have personally a day?
Yeah, with an energy Stanley full of energy drink.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
I will say it's only filled to like, let's see, wrong Stanley. It's only filled to like about here.
Okay.
Only 20 ounces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it varies. I would say probably anywhere from like 100 to 200 milligrams.
Okay.
300 if I'm just feeling really crazy.
We're feeling it's the weekend.
Wow. Every
I
day
know, yeah.
you hit the energy drinks hard every day?
Well, I normally have pre-workout if I work out, and then diet sodas. Yeah, I wouldn't say, I'm not going crazy every day. Sometimes I'll have a break, but at this point I'm like addicted, so I probably go every day.
I don't go crazy. I'm just addicted daily. I just
Dependent
need
on
it.
Yeah. Let's dive right in with the sheltered kid moments. One of our
Okay.
fans' favorite segments. So Jane, be thinking about one of a sheltered kid moment in your life.
Okay.
So we just got back. We were touring out in California, and we played a show at a casino. So we were on the blackjack tables, and this elderly man. The way casino shows work, the casino will give out a lot of the tickets to like their like high roller gamblers, whatever. So this old man, you could tell he really liked his gambling. He's like, I went to the show, had a great time. 88 years old. So we're like, oh, thanks.
Wow, that's so cool.
And then a few female fans kind of came up, pretty hot. They
Like
came.
they were
The
hot?
energy
No,
was
like
hot.
the energy. No, that's not. They were coming in
Maybe
hot.
you should like rephrase
They were coming in hot.
Yeah, okay.
That's not what I meant.
Okay.
Only 2 out of the 3 were hot. And I'm kidding. And they run up like, Trey, and this guy goes, oh, what? Get these hoes away from me.
That is
No
unreal.
exaggeration. That aggressive. We were like, what?
Trey put his hands over my ears. He didn't want me to hear
Yeah,
that
I
kind
was
of
like,
language.
Well, then he starts calling them escorts.
Yeah, that was like right in my ear. He was like,
And-
what kind of escort service you work for? And I was like, did I hear him right?
Yeah.
And she was like,
Oh my
I'm sorry.
gosh.
He was like, what kind of escort service do you work for? She's like, I'm like an attorney. He's like, well, you're dressed like an escort. Like, oh my gosh.
And that was my shelter kid moment. I had to ask DJ Michael what an escort was. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's super mean.
Yeah.
But I wasn't familiar.
Like escort
I mean-
people.
Escort, I
like
used
an
to
usher.
escort
He
my
needed
grandma to her seat and shirt.
He needed to be escorted out of there.
We got him escorted eventually.
I did. I was proud. All of us kind of spoke up and were like, dude, this guy is great. And they kicked him out. But
It was wild.
I had to learn that.
Those poor girls.
So that was mine. Jake,
I know that is sad.
that's sad.
It was. When he got kicked out, I don't even know if you know this. So he got kicked out, and I was so sheltered. I like stepped away from the situation, like grabbed all my chips. I'm like, I'm getting out of here. I'm so scared. I just backed away. And so I'm back like with the girls, with like the hot girls. And I'm just like, hey, like, I'm so sorry about that. Like, we're taking care of it. And so as he's getting escorted out, which ironic that he ended up being the escort, but as he's getting told to leave, I'm sitting by the girls and he chooses to, like, he's like staring at him. Like, is he gonna like punch one of these girls? He doesn't go punch. He just hisses at them.
He
like,
hisses?
He's walking away.
Ew.
I was like, is that like a common like
power move, yeah.
I don't know. I've never I was like adjacently hissed at. It was fine. It really wasn't too bad. It was just confusing.
That is confusing.
Anyway, yeah, I was like, but that was wild. So my shelter kid moment of the weekend is, yeah, like we said, we were in a lot of big California cities. I think just as a whole, my sheltered kid moment would just be how nice I treat homeless people. You know, and it's like I'm not like hardened or desensitized to the homeless growing up like on a farm in Missouri. And so they're like, they'll just start talking to me, and I'm just like, oh, that's all. Oh, great. You're looking for work. Okay, well, that's cool. Tell me about that. What have you tried so
I
far?
was going to give you 20, but I think I'll do 100.
I'm sure you'll spend it on food and food alone. Go
That's
crazy.
real, dude. That's
Yeah.
I went to Atlanta, where Katie's from, so you get her
Yeah.
rough pass. I went to Atlanta as like a high school kid for like a church conference, and 18-year-old me, who was maybe worth $700, gave half my net worth to random homeless people. I mean, I'd never seen one before. I was just like, oh my gosh, you have to sleep on the sidewalk?
They have to be brilliant. They probably flock towards the,
Yeah,
there's
they're
a
like,
Christian
we
conference.
got another Christian youth group.
I mean, they probably make thousands that weekend.
Yeah.
It's just actual businessmen that just wear tattered clothes. It's like, come on, man. Okay, Jane, do you have a shelter kid moment you could share with us? Somewhere in your
Yes.
life? Okay.
So growing up in New Jersey, I was one of like 3 Mormons in my school, and my friend group always would label me as like the prude one. And I just remember, I don't have like an exact scenario, but I swear there were so many of just like being around, you know, like high school friends, like guy friends, and they'd use sexual innuendos. And I just like would not know what they meant.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably because my parents never gave me the talk growing up. They just kind of like,
Yep.
you know,
Same here.
you'll figure it out. And so I just
They're
remember
like, we live in
spending
New
like
Jersey.
my weekends.
She'll definitely learn.
And so I just remember spending my nights like just studying like Urban Dictionary, just to learn things I didn't know.
You probably learned more than you
Yeah.
were wanting to.
Images. Whoa. Okay. That's what it is.
But then it was great because then I started to recognize like what sexual innuendos meant, and I'd be like, oh, like I know what that means, you know?
Oh, okay.
Urban Dictionary,
did
that's
my
your
homework.
wild. She's like,
Study.
Dylan, I'm not interested in going to second base, but I did learn something about the Wisconsin floor buffer. I don't know if you... And they'd be like, whoa, Jane, what?
Yeah, my parents won't let me go to prom, but I've been reading about the rusty trombone. Are you familiar with that? They're like, geez, Jane.
I'm trying to learn. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
doing
I turned my
best.
reputation down real quick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like you, Jane, we're all playing truth or dare in the hot tub, and you're just like, ooh, fun. And then you're like, oh, wait. I was that kid in the middle school pool party. It would be like hot tub truth or dare.
Like-
And I'd just be swimming in the deep end by myself. I don't want to play.
It was like my turn for a dare, and I was like, I dare you to, yeah, we're all in the hot tub. I dare you to belly flop in. And the other kids' dares are like making out with people.
Right.
I'm like, I dare you to eat all the ranch dressing. Anything but make out.
Honestly, I was in your same boat there. And another scary game was Never Have I Ever. I did not want to play that.
Ooh.
Oh, did
I-
that get naughty?
Yeah, that's what it's for.
Oh, really? Not where I grew up. It was just like, oh, I've never been camping.
Never have ever memorized the whole book of Colossians. That's real. Yeah, they never have our. I love the word prude. I feel like every
Yeah.
sweet shelter Christian girl just like went, oh man, because that's what you were called all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not like it. But now I'm like, oh, like I am a prude.
And now you're getting to raise little prude babies, you know,
right.
just generational
I
prudeness.
think she named one of them Prude.
Exactly.
It's a cute middle
Okay.
name.
Well, speaking of, thank you for sharing. That's terrific. Speaking of that, you are an actual mom. What, you have 2 kids, right?
Yes.
What are their names?
Chloe and Sawyer.
Chloe and Sawyer. That's pretty good.
So normal.
That's pretty good.
Chloe Prude.
So what are y'all following the Mormon way and gonna have like a bajillion, or what? Do you guys know yet?
How many children we want?
Yeah.
Well, so I grew up in a family with 8 kids, and
We know,
I used to
Jane.
not want that many. I used to want 6, and my husband grew up in a family of 3 kids. And so as we've had more, my number keeps going down. So I think I for sure want at least 4, but maybe 5.
We just watched the Duggar documentary.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
19 children. I mean,
It's crazy.
amazing.
I mean,
yeah.
her insides are gonna fall out.
I know I'm
Hey,
You think you guys are gonna go the super prude like homeschool route?
No, but it's actually funny because I love the idea of homeschooling.
Yeah.
Like my 4-year-old is turning 5 in a couple months, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's like, I don't have that many years left with her before she's off into college. So I like the idea of homeschooling just to have that extra time with them in the day. But at the same time, like there was such a stigma growing up, like, oh, like you were homeschooled, like, oh, like, you know, are you okay? Are you weird? Are you good? You know?
Homeschooling would definitely be fun at the beginning, and then you get to a certain point where it's like, all right, I don't know this stuff anymore. Like you're gonna have to go to a real teacher.
You have to
Like,
go to real- yeah.
I forgot a quadratic formula, so
then you just throw them in high school, and you're like, man, they're not prepared for this.
Yeah.
Whoa. Go right to public school, man. You went to public school all throughout, right?
I did. Yeah.
Your parents never thought of homeschooling?
I don't think so. I don't know.
You were public school girly all grown up? Sorry I said girly.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
I had 2 Mormon kids in my grade.
Okay.
Guess their names.
Really?
Yep.
Jedediah,
Good guess.
Joseph.
Emma.
Yes.
Wow, Derek.
Yep. Yes. That's what I was looking for. I know that's a classic. I know that's a classic.
Oh,
Wow.
Emma is the classic Mormon name?
Yep.
Why?
Yeah. Well,
Is it biblical? No. It's just
Early history.
early history.
Yeah.
It's just an American classic. Why are you named Jane? Do you know? Just for fun?
Yeah. No rhyme or reason, really. There's just all 8 of us, so.
they
Just
lose
drawn
meaning
from
after a
hat.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What number are you in 8?
I'm number 6, so my mom had 2 sets of twins, and I'm
Whoa.
sandwiched between the 2 of them.
Oh
so
my gosh.
growing up in New Jersey, like we were in the newspaper, like people just could not believe that we had that many kids.
People pay
Oh, my
tickets to
brothers
see
were-
us.
Speaking of your name, I'm very curious how you got the Instagram handle Jane. How'd you do it?
Yeah, your Instagram at Jane. How? Yeah, that's impressive.
So I mean, I think I'm just like a tenacious person. So years ago, I originally really wanted the Jane Insane name, and I was basically just messaging these like super inactive accounts for years, just periodically, like every 6 months I'd go back, and randomly. How I got Jane Insane was crazy. There was this girl and she had this like very German name. I can't even tell you like how far I went to find this woman. I literally found her through LinkedIn. She like lived in Germany, had been inactive for 10 years, but tracked her down. And anyway, I was able to get her name. And and then I just had no hope for Jane because I was like, that's impossible. But randomly one day, the user Jane messaged me back. I just somehow really lucked out and I was able to get the name.
I just found Trey. One post. He says his other handle is like Trey Steger or like his actual name, but he's definitely he's begging for me or Trey Songs to DM him. Like, how much?
Okay, I found Katie.
You found Katie?
I mean, there's millions of us. This is pretty lucky.
Jane Insane on Like to Know It. Follow her there.
All of my other ones are Jane Insane _ so it's pretty lame.
Jane Insane. Did you come up with that, or did people call you Jane Insane?
Yeah, so it actually goes back to like my prudish upbringing. I was just the most like hyper kid growing up. I was known for like, oh, like Jane, all my family would be like, Jane, did you take your pill? Every single day. I was very hyper. And so my friends kind of came up with this nickname, Jane Insane. We always like loved the Jonas Brothers, and we were like, one day we're going to be in this band and you'll be known as Jane Insane. And so that's where my name came from. And I mean, I grew out of my ADHD, but I still think that I have a hyper personality, and like, so it fits.
Right.
Yeah, I grew out of ADHD, so now I just have an energy drink and Diet Coke and
I like that.
It's better than Adderall, right?
Better than Adderall. I like there's a little shelter there. She's like in high school, like, I take the pill every day. They're like, wow, what? I thought you were a prude. No, it's so I don't scream. Jane Insane. Jonas. Okay, so you listen to Jonas Brothers. So you were allowed to listen to Jonas Brothers because they were good Christian boys, but they started to stray away a little bit.
Yeah.
But you were allowed. True. You were allowed to listen to some secular stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't allowed to watch rated R movies.
You were or were not?
We're not.
Right.
So like, my parents would be like, if your friends put on this rated R movie, you can text us the code sentence and we'll come pick you up.
What's the code sentence? I never had one of these.
I honestly, I cannot
3:16.
remember.
Just sneak it into the phone call. Sneak it in.
This code sentence.
That's amazing.
The thing that's hard about being like a sheltered kid, though, I feel like I definitely had my rebellious stage. And I mean, I think most people go through it. So I want to raise my kids in a way that they don't need to go through that, you know?
Wait, would you be comfortable describing what did your rebellious phase look like?
I guess I'm nervous because I'm.
Oh no! It was
pretty rebellious.
No, but yeah, it was just like being dumb with like boys, and I don't know.
Yeah,
it only lasted like a year before I like found God again, which is good.
Yeah, good. Just a little year. I like because growing up around plenty good Christian kids are like, I strayed away, man, and I did pot once.
Rock
my
bottom.
rebellious phase, rock bottom. Like 95% of people are like, I do that every day.
Yeah, that's no problem. So you were listening to the Jonas Brothers. They were on limits, you could say. Are there any famous like LDS people in pop culture that we would know? Like, do you guys have like your people? It's like, oh, everyone loves them.
Who's your Tim Tebow? Who's your Chris Pratt?
Ooh. Growing up, I loved David Archuleta.
Oh, yes. I knew that, and I forgot it.
Knew that he was, sorry, this is a side note, but that's so funny. I went to school. The only Mormon I knew growing up was his cousin.
Oh, wow.
And he went to my high school. And his cousin was supposedly going to get me on the David Archuleta music video. He wanted to use me for his music video. And I got turned down like the week of because I was way taller than him.
Oh, no.
Dang it.
Dang it.
Too giant.
That's awesome.
That was the only Mormon I knew. Cousins to David.
David Archuleta. I watched him on Idol. He was big time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Any others?
He was where it's at. I mean, there were different actors that used to be LDS, like Amy Adams, Ryan Gosling.
Okay.
And so, I mean, I growing up, I'd always be like, oh my gosh, like I love them. They're not LDS anymore, but like, how cool, you know? But Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway actually went to a high school in like one of our rival high schools, and she grew up there, LDS, everything, and then. Anyway, she's not anymore, but it's cool to like, you know, learn about people who used to be LDS. Yeah.
I had no idea all those people. Andy Reid.
That's
very
right.
Own.
Chiefs
the
coach.
Kansas City Chiefs football coach, who we all love.
Ooh.
He's LDS, right?
BYU guy. Who'd you say, Derek?
Nice.
Imagine Dragons, right? Isn't
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Or am I making that up? Maybe.
You're just saying
I
stuff.
believe, I can believe it. Just start, just start making up. Chip and Joanna, I think.
Red Power Ranger.
The Red Power Ranger.
That's fun. So what does life look like in Utah? You're doing the influencer thing. You're making a lot of videos these days. Does it keep you pretty busy?
Yes, totally. Just in the past year, it's really like blown up. And so, yeah, it's really fun. We have like lots of opportunities. And my husband actually he runs a marketing agency with influencers.
Oh.
He mostly represents like finance, like kind of the finance side of YouTube, but he does, run my deals too. So it's really fun. We get to work together every day, and yeah, it's awesome. I really enjoy it.
That's so cool. Any plans to, this is what I did, this is what we did. A lot of influencers do it. Any plans to try to hit the road and do live performances of any kind, or is that not really your vision?
I mean, I don't know. I never imagined myself doing that. I honestly just don't know if I have like the guts to do it. I have so much respect for you guys, like people who can do that, because it's just like a huge fear of mine, but I would love to explore it at some point.
Yeah.
Hopefully once I grow more confidence.
Yeah, you should try it. We know the people of Utah, they show up to the
Very
shows.
supportive. Yeah,
I guarantee you could fill up some places around there, no doubt.
If you're nervous,
I
put a
know,
little something extra in that cup, that Stanley Cup. You'll be all right.
I know. I can't believe that you guys aren't touring Utah in this tour you're doing right now.
We will,
don't you worry,
there.
Jane.
We'll get there.
Yeah,
of course, we'd never skip out.
Yeah,
of course.
We're coming.
So we'll have to have you out and come hang, but we're slowly getting everywhere.
Yeah. Do you have what's the team around Jane look like? Do you have employees, contractors, editors? Who's helping you out?
No, it's just me. I shoot all my stuff, edit all my stuff. Besides my husband, like he helps, run kind of my emails and like negotiating brand deal stuff. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much just me.
That's pretty cool.
And yeah, it's awesome. I really enjoy editing actually, and coming up with the content. And so it's fun. I think at some point maybe we will expand it, but for right now it feels like I can handle the load.
Yeah, good for you. What do you edit on?
I use Final Cut Pro.
Oh, good for you. Getting fancy. I was always an iMovie guy before I started hiring people who knew what they're doing. Oh, yeah. Loud and proud. iMovie app on the phone.
Awesome.
Not bad. Yeah.
That was inefficient, but I did it. I did it.
I have to say, I love your like my 4-year-old this week or my 3-year-old this week or whatever. Those, I'm sure as Thomas gets older, he's only 3 months, almost 4 months, so he's not doing anything yet, but I'm sure we will really appreciate those here soon.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's so fun. These it's just so funny because I feel like those videos are so funny, but you just cannot make it up. Like, the things kids say are so funny. And
do you just write it down all week?
Yes. Yeah, I just have a note in my phone, and I'll just it's like a running note. I just will write the funny things down that she says. And it's so fun looking back because I'm like, oh my gosh, how did she literally say this at some point? It's so just off the wall funny. So no, yeah, thank you. She's hilarious. She's the funniest kid ever.
That's so fun. Yeah.
Where did Chicken Lee come in play?
So I mean, as you guys know, the Utah names are just wild, and the Lee, particularly the Lee, the Leigh, at the end of names are just on everything. And so one time I had a list of hey, what do Utahns love? And I came up with Chick-fil-A, and so I just kind of tried to combine the names, and I used it in one video just totally randomly, just not even thinking anything of it, but it just had such a good reaction, just this crazy reaction. And so it's definitely stayed a part of all of my Utah mom videos, and it's just become this iconic name known
Chicken
for
Lee.
it,
Does your actual daughter, does she get confused, or does she know all right, Chloe, Chicken Lee's your content name, so don't take it to heart? Does she get it?
Yeah, she knows she knows we sometimes call her it as a little nickname. But we never call her it. Other than when we sometimes we'll film with her, we'll call her it, and she's just always happy, good sport. She likes it. She'll go up to people and be like, yeah, like my mom calls me Chickenly.
Yeah.
I'm like nervous she's gonna get fun of. Like she's gonna get made fun of one day for it. So I'm like,
Chickenly's
when do
so
I like
prude.
dial that down?
So do you get recognized out and about in Utah, left and right? I'd imagine.
Yeah, just in the past year, it's really
Right.
gotten crazy. But it's so fun. I love just talking to people, and it's really awesome. I love when it happens.
I'm thinking about that too, because I'm sure you get people say hi to you when you're with your little girl. Like, is she just like, people love to say hi to us, or what is she? I think about that with our son and other children of like, well, it's just a little different when people run up and just say hi to your parent for no reason.
I know.
What does she think?
It totally freaks me out. I have like so much anxiety about it. I feel like I won't leave the house like just with our kids. Like I have to have my husband with me just because like at Costco, it will be a madhouse and people will just like come up to us and be talking or they'll want a picture. And I'm so scared to like leave my attention away from my kids.
Yeah.
And so I always have to tell like my husband, okay, like you stay with the kids while we do that. But for the most part, I feel like I try not to put my kids in my videos and more so just like the idea of like Chickenly. So I don't know that she's like crazy recognizable. But it was weird. One time we went to the aquarium and like this 20-year-old guy comes up to me and he's like, can you introduce me to Chickenly?
Oh.
And I was just kind of like, oh, like, I don't know, like she's playing. And he just like he waited patiently till I would.
Oh.
So
You're like,
yeah, I don't
no.
know.
Yeah.
Creepy. But for the most part, it's not like that. And it's great.
Right.
Gosh, yeah, that'd freak me out. Well, how long is she gonna be playing?
Yeah.
I got time.
Ew.
I mean, if you gave me a guess of like where would creepers hang out, like aquarium.
Yeah.
Still go back there. He's like, yeah, that's the striped flounder right there.
I come here every day. It's got names for all the fish.
Mm-hmm. I named that one
Yeah.
Chickenly.
Yeah.
I've really great, nice, innocent, sweet fans. Like I'm sure you do too. But yeah, every now and then they're like, "Where's your wife and baby? Let me see them." I'm like, I'm just not gonna. They're good. We don't need to do
Yeah.
that.
Do you ever have any weird like encounters with people?
99% of them are very nice and normal, but there's weird ones. I don't know if I had a weird one lately. Have you, Jake?
I feel like we both had people try to pick us up before. Different instances.
Yeah.
Sometimes guys really want to pick you up for some reason.
Guys want to pick you up. Girls want to do a
Physically?
pyramid.
Yeah, like physically. It sounds like you're saying like pick you up, like take you on a date.
That
like,
too.
Well,
like
yeah.
physically.
Trey gets that more than I do.
I put off a certain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you that I do not go to
Wow.
aquariums. It's a madhouse for me.
That's crazy. Does it make you uncomfortable?
Well, I had a fan years ago be like, "Can I pick you up?" And I was too young and like nice to be like, I should probably say no to that. I was just like, "Sure, man," and he just dropped me. So I was like, I got to start saying no to people. And I learned later, my tour manager Tom, when we're on the road and doing meet and greets and photos with fans, he does a whole spiel, which I've never known what he says, but I guess he's added in there like, be respectful, we're doing this and then, and also like a fan will come up and be like, "What's the story on?" He really made sure to tell us we couldn't do a pyramid. Oh, really? Like he started to tell people like they've been asked enough. He's like, "No human pyramids. Trey won't do that."
I don't know if you get this too, but like every now and then I feel like a pregnant woman like kind of wants you to like be involved. Like, can you point at it or like can you like touch it?
I've done a few of like, this is how we're announcing our pregnancy, or this is how we're announcing the gender. So you could like hold this. But I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I guess.
I got a DM last week that a girl, she like tagged pre-show, like ready for Trey's show, and she was clearly very pregnant. And then I was like, "Thanks for coming," and she DM'd me back like, "Well, yeah, my contractions are like getting closer and closer. We're heading to the hospital right now. So thanks for like inducing labor." I was like, "What? No way." And the next morning she sent me a photo of the baby and was like,
So did she actually go to the show, or she just didn't
she
go
went
at
to the
all?
show,
Started
I believe
laughing
finished
so
the
hard.
show, having contractions throughout, and then they just drove to the hospital after.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
that's
gosh,
pretty
you
cool.
should use that to your marketing. Like,
You're right.
we'll put you into labor.
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
I mean, women would buy tickets just for that alone.
Right.
Like if you are.
That'd be a little more fun than Katie's curb walking.
Yeah.
You, seen
like-
the curb walking, Jane? To get
You-
the
Oh
baby
yeah,
up?
I love that.
Okay.
Yes.
Someone tagged me in a curb walking video this week.
People love it.
Really?
I shared Katie doing curb walking repeatedly, kind of making fun of her, and people.
Oh,
it was a
yeah, I
combo,
remember that.
Yeah. People, it was a combo of like, yeah, it works. Some people were like, you leave her alone. She's trying her best.
She needs to go to a comedy show is what she needs.
Yeah.
Not you making fun of her. That'll induce it.
Yeah, someone did. It was funny.
How were your pregnancies and births, Jane? Were they good? Did you have to do a lot of curb walking? Was it natural? Was it in a hospital? What?
Yeah, tell us, girly.
Yeah. So my first pregnancy was rough. I was very sick and I just never stopped eating. I literally gained 60 pounds so quickly.
Wow.
Nice.
I just could not stop eating ever. But with both of my pregnancies, I was induced for both of them at 39 weeks, which is kind of controversial, but I'm all for it. It was great. I got the epidural. I was just relaxing, had the babies.
Still eating.
It was really nice.
Nice. Good for you. I know. I didn't even know that's controversial. When we'd said on this podcast randomly, like, Katie's getting close, we have an induction date.
Oh, it
And
got heated.
Yeah, we got some people being like, you wait. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't know. I had no idea. But
I
she,
ended up.
It's crazy.
she naturally had birth on our induction date.
Yeah, I was supposed to go in at 7 p.m. to get induced, and I went into labor that morning.
Okay, that's
don't think I knew
crazy.
that.
That kind of started happening to me. I can't remember if it happened with both of them. I think it did actually. It's crazy how your body does that. It just like knows, and so it just waits till then, last minute.
Beautiful.
That's
Bodies
so
are
cool.
beautiful.
They're so beautiful.
They're miracle
Women are
factories.
amazing.
Women are the future. And they're amazing.
I should start doing that if I'm ever constipated. Like, kind of have like an induction date for myself, and then maybe my body will naturally start to kind of.
It's a mental thing.
Yeah. You got to trick yourself a little bit.
Like tomorrow at 9 p.m. I'm drinking
Yikes.
some Miralax. So
Get it.
Jake's out curb
We're-
walking.
Yeah, we're good on that.
do it.
Okay, Jane, I wanted
much
to ask
queso.
you about like when people see you. I feel like I'm not saying very many people recognize me. They will just if I'm with Trey, but I have noticed that like women in particular really want to hug me. And I'm curious, like, I don't feel like when people come up to you guys, they go in for the hug. And I feel like when women come up to me, they come in arms open. Like,
Really?
they want to hug me.
Interesting.
And I was wondering if people did that to you and if you hugged them or not.
That's so interesting. Yeah, I would say it probably happens like 50% of the time.
Okay.
Wow.
Definitely more common with like women.
Yeah. If a man tried to hug me,
I don't think I've
or
ever had something where a
aquarium
man
men.
has hugged me.
20-year-olds.
But it was really sweet. The other day we went to the park and this girl, she was probably 10 years old. She comes up to me and you could tell she just like built up the nerve to come up and she was so sweet. And she just said like, I really like your videos. I was like, thank you so much. And then she just like all of a sudden just like wrapped her arms around me, gave me the, it was the sweetest
that's
thing
cute.
ever.
She's like too young. She's like, you're my mom
Yeah.
now. Oh, you love me too much. Yeah, I don't. I get sometimes they'll ask, "Can I hug you?" Which is like respectful. I'm like, sure. I've been picked up by two women, literally big girls. They're like, "Let me pick you up." I was like, "No." She's like, "I can do it." And then I just feel like I got it. I don't know. I already said no once, so I let her do it, and she did. She could tell she did CrossFit or something.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
That's just crazy to me that people try to pick
It's
you up.
I know.
it's a weird thing to ask.
I don't know. I think I just have a kind of a. I'm a little. I think they
You look
see
like a little
me.
cheerleader.
Yeah, I got a little
flyer.
kind of a frail body when you see me in person.
I had a girl ask to do she wanted to give me a piggyback ride. So just wanted me like on the back of her for a photo.
Sure.
And I was just like, I don't think we should do that at all, probably.
Big
And then then it was
I'm
this
wearing
weird, like,
boxers. I don't.
like we did just
my
like
gosh.
negotiating, she was like, well, what about you give me a piggyback ride? And I was like, what if we just like stood back to back and did something kind of quirky like that instead?
It's like, okay. How about what if we lock arms? And it's just like,
It's like a Shark Tank deal.
Oh my
All right, I'll give
God.
you 5 pictures. I'll be winking in 2 of them, whatever. But yeah,
That's
interesting.
So funny.
yeah. The fans they're very nice though. It is fun. I was joking. I was trying a new joke on stage of like, I go places, and yours is so localized, like you said. It sounds like you go to Costco and it's this whole scene. But the one of the places where I get people going at me is my doctor's appointments.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Well, because all those nurses and PAs are like
women
our age.
Yeah.
And they tend to, and I feel like it's just makes sense. That's like the niche. And so I'm in there like, hey, I'm a big fan. By the way, when do we need to follow up on your IBS issue? It's just kind of a lot. It's embarrassing. It is.
Yeah. That's funny.
Wow,
So
that's
yeah, I go to the dermatologist because there's skin cancer in our family, and I get checked everywhere. And the doctor was like, "Can this girl? She's shadowing me. Can she come in?"
Huge fan, man.
Yeah. And I walked in, and the way she looked at me, I was like, "She knows exactly who I am, dude." And she's about to see it all.
That is a little weird.
It is.
I don't love that. I think you need
Right?
to get male doctors. All right. I think.
Or just get like
That's what I thought.
non-English speaking doctors. Like there's no way they could have enjoyed your videos or anything.
Have you thought about this when you go to the doctor yet? You're like, this person might know. They probably know me.
Yeah.
It's a little intimate.
Oh gosh.
Now I'm making you
luckily have
stress
never
out.
had that opportunity yet. But
But I feel like
Maybe
as a
number
woman,
3.
that's like a little less weird. Like
Woman
if
to
it's
woman.
woman to woman versus
That's true.
woman to you.
yeah. Katie, I have a question for you. Do you ever get like do you ever feel uncomfortable with like girls that come up to Trey just because he does have like a very female audience?
No, they're
Be honest.
no.
There was a time.
There was one time.
Makes
there
you
was
feel cool. Come on.
there was one time we
No,
were out
tell her
to
when.
eat. What?
I get hit on everywhere.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, I
No
have
one-
to push them away all the time. Yeah. There was one time when we were out to eat, and we don't mind if people come up and say hi, but it's like if we're enjoying dinner, maybe just like say hi really quick and
Totally.
And she was like, "Can we get a picture?" I was like, and I always offered to take the picture. That's fine. But she just really nuzzled in and was like, "Katie, you are so lucky." And I was like, "All right, we're done.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We're
That's
done
the
here."
only one.
Oh, that would have made me so mad.
I'm like,
My husband.
Jane Insane would have came out there.
I'm like, you're interrupting our dinner. I'm being nice and taking the photo for you, and then you're gonna do that? I'm like, come on.
I know. That's when you just like only take selfies of yourself instead of them.
Yeah. That's
Make 'em look
dang.
good.
I need to remember that next time.
No, everyone comes.
Everyone's very
99% of
nice.
them very respectful. Do you? I feel like you asked for a reason. Do you have some dudes maybe coming up every now and then, right in front of your husband, and he's like, "Come on, man." Does that happen?
No, not really, actually. Most guys that come up are just like only know because their wife watches my
Same.
videos. But it is interesting because I've started to kind of show my husband more in my videos. He's almost become a character in them just because he's like the anti-influencer, anti-camera, everything. Very relatable to men, but he will start to get recognized at places, and so I'm always just like, oh, what, like, was she cute?
Interesting.
Yeah. Did she hug you?
Yeah. Has she ever used my like to know it code? Yeah. I'll let it slide if she has.
That's the real reason I'm mad. So
Yeah. That's good. Well, okay. This has been really fun. Anything
Yeah, it's
else
fun,
for
Jane.
Jane? Yeah.
I look forward to our Salt Lake City shows. We'll have you come out and get to meet you.
Definitely. It's not announced yet or anything. They're working on everything. We're gonna get there eventually. So you'll have to. Hopefully, you're around. You can come hang.
oh yeah,
Bring
that'd be
Chicken
so
Lee
fun.
if you want. And
Yes.
yeah.
That'd be awesome.
So everyone go follow Jane. She's so funny at Jane.
Yeah.
And then on Instagram at least. Or did you get Jane for the other socials or no?
Jane Insane.
No, I'm
That's okay.
Jane Insane _ on the others.
On all of them. Okay.
Unfortunately, it's a bummer, yeah.
So go find her, go follow her, and yeah, she's great. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you guys so much for having me. That was so fun.
It was awesome. All right.
Nice to meet you, Jane.
You too. See you guys.
Thank you, Jane. That was great. And let's wrap up this episode. We're gonna do maybe some fan videos, some segments.
Okay.
And first, we got to check on our buddy Mitch. We talked about Mitch McConnell last weekend. Oh,
Mitchie.
Mitchie, you son of a Mitch.
How you doing?
He made us maybe his first public appearance since the old.
How are you so good at the Mitch face?
Oh, thanks. That's one of my talents.
Resting Mitch face.
He showed up, and what a.
Got it? Here we go. Oh gosh. Oh.
They're just hollering, retire.
Kind of sounds like they're just yelling the R word at him.
Yeah, they kind of do. You mad if he's that old and he can't really hear him? He just screams R word. I'm not that. You thought I was going to say it.
I'm not mentally. Yeah. Like, jeez, Mitch.
I feel bad. I feel like we kind of started that. I called for his retirement.
It's one thing when we say it in a private studio, but to chant it at his face
I never
over and
say it
over,
to
that
his
is
face.
that feels mean now.
Come on, Recties.
There's just nothing. Yeah, guys.
I know it was all of you guys
Leave Mitch
there.
alone.
But he
we know
should
you guys
retire.
stormed into that place. We didn't listen. We didn't mean it to go harass Mitch, and we didn't mean it when we jokingly encouraged the January 6th thing.
You guys
We didn't mean it.
It's a loyal fan base. You guys will do anything
Loyal.
you say.
So, absolutely do not burn down the Rockefeller Christmas tree this year.
Do buy Good Ranchers.
Do buy Good Ranchers.
If you're going to listen to us.
We have a segment going back to this is a new segment alert.
Oh,
Sponsored
whoa.
by Good Ranchers.
Pew, pew, pew.
Beef, because that's what they sell. So we're going to talk about who we had beef with lately. Sponsored by Good Ranchers. Good Ranchers, you heard us talk about it. They're a very proud sponsor here. Oh, I just got my big box of meat and I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm doing a family weekend soon. I said, hey, steak night on me.
Nice.
I'm excited. That's a flex, dude.
They didn't know it was going to be Good Ranchers.
That's right. Good Ranchers. GoodRanchers.com for all your meat needs. Hey, you may not know what your electricity, gas, or other main expenses will be in 2 years, but you can know your meat price with Good Ranchers is price lock guaranteed. Hey, inflation. For 2 years, inflation proof is your guarantee with Good Ranchers.
It is nice.
Meat budget is inflation proof because Good Ranchers is committing right now to a price lock guarantee.
There's a bunch of people who do this similar thing. They make meat, they sell it to you, but Good Ranchers is the only price lock guarantee in the industry.
It's because you buy a lot of random stuff and they'll just hit you with like, hey, it's $1 more now.
It's,
You're like,
it's more now. But
So,
your meat's protected.
That's right. We love our meat here on this podcast.
That's right.
We always protect it. $30 off any box. GoodRanchers.com with our code FamilyMan. That's right, FamilyMan. $30 off any box with code FamilyMan. No spaces. GoodRanchers.com. Good Ranchers, American meat delivered. Jake, what's your beef this week?
My beef right now is with aliens. I'm just hearing a lot about them. We got government officials under oath saying we found remains of non-human life forms. And I'm going to need to see one. I don't.
Did you see I agree with you. You see the video? They're like, look at this UFO that flew across this beach. And it's like kind of a thunderstorm, and you see like a light flash in the distance.
It's
like,
the blurriest thing you've ever seen.
Come on, we look at this podcast right now. This isn't Warner Brothers. We're in a living room in wherever the heck, Missouri. We can't get good footage of a UFO.
Everything these days is documented. I mean, think of how many things go viral on a daily basis. Someone caught this alligator running after a cat. That's a cute little video. Got that in HD. We can't get a UFO.
Even give us some. Now they've got AI. It looks like a real person. Like that's a fake person. AI the UFO. If you want people to believe it that bad, if you want us to believe it that bad, just make it. It's all grainy.
It's so bad.
Sick
Yeah,
of
it looks like a Jordan Peele movie every time you see one. Just kind of in the clouds, kind of just mysterious, and the UFOs. I haven't seen an alien.
I saw an interesting little graphic that was like UFO sightings in the last 50 years worldwide, and it's like 99.9% of them are in America. Like, oh, no, we're America. They want to check us out. Seems like America has a UFO issue. I don't know why everyone's so fired up about it.
That's a funny stat. I didn't know that, but that totally makes sense.
It's tough to look at UFOs when you're like somewhere where you're hoping to eat a snake for dinner. You know? You're not like, what's up in space? You're like, I'm so hungry.
What's down on the ground? Like, what is not that fast that I can catch?
Yeah,
tonight. But still, Europe, most of Asia.
They're so Europe. They're just so rude and They think they're all that. They're probably like, we are the UFOs.
It is funny. Well, yeah, it's funny, one, to think that the aliens only want to visit America. Like, these people that have never been to Earth, like, know where the civilization is.
Can you imagine? Yeah, they just come down. They're finally like, why are you doing this? Why is only America? They're like, whites are the best race. I'm like, oh no, don't say it. We're making so much progress. Stop. That's what we think. No. That's not right.
It'd be really interesting to see, what matters to the aliens. Like, what have they observed and what do they care about? Like, they
Yeah,
just
what do you
go.
think they care about?
They go straight to Hollywood right away. Like, they find Hollywood and there's like Margot Robbie, Margot.
Yeah.
I'm like, that makes sense.
They're just frat. Yeah, there's horrible frat guys. They just fly to like Miami and they're like, big butts. You are slim thick. Hey, be respectful.
What that mouth do?
Yeah, how you get in them jeans. Gosh dang it.
These aliens are robots.
Yeah, I know. I don't know, Derek.
We don't
never
know.
seen them.
That's why I have beef. I don't know how to talk like an alien. Show me one.
How
Let
do
me
I supposed
listen
to
to
talk
one.
about-
You know, we sent out.
Pass me a cigarette. Jersey Shore. Is that still robot-y? What's an alien sound like?
I only smoke when I drink.
It's a different language.
You think they're upset that people aren't more excited about them?
Yeah,
Probably they're like, guys, we got to, we got this Russia-Ukraine thing. We got, inflation. Let's distract them. Unleash the UFO. Some people are like,
You have to do better than that. I might need to shake hands with one
Mm-hmm.
before I start freaking out.
I love the idea of that. They're like, time to distract the public. Finally. Release the files. And everyone's like, no, we don't buy it.
I don't know. That's not going to do it. This Somalian girl just ran a 100-meter dash, so that's pretty important right now.
Dude, Mitch McConnell looks more like an alien than what you're talking about.
You're going to have to do better than that.
You've got us real confused over
The
here.
bar right now is Mitch McConnell doing a press conference.
Dang, they do need to step it up. That's wild.
Do you know that we sent music into space that one time? And it was just like, hey, here's like some Beethoven and like Queen and and like it was like written out. Like, this is some of our music. Like, the aliens can understand, one, English, and two, like how to work a flash drive or something. It's just like,
I do kind of
we're
remember
just
that.
trying anything. We have no idea what's out there. I'm gonna
I like the thought
guess
of that. The
nothing.
aliens finally grab it and they're like, you think they would like it?
I don't
They should
know.
have sent him Closer by Chainsmokers.
I mean,
I mean,
yeah, by
any-
Usher, Closer by the Chainsmokers.
I'd get any alien going.
Yeah.
Kidding me?
Bite that tattoo on your shoulder. We ain't never getting old. Oh, man.
That would have
Chainsmokers
them
are so
flying-
talented.
Fly them straight to Vegas, man. That's what they'll do. Where are the Chainsmokers?
I'm so sick of Tiesto every night.
Yeah.
Tiesto.
R.I.P. Avicii. We miss him.
It is funny to think, too, that the aliens are so much smarter than us. What if they came here and they were just so dumb? Just listen to this.
That's I know. In a way, we're very humble as humans. We always assume there's something out there and it's smarter. What if they track us down by dumb luck and they are dumb? It'd be really great.
Like, somehow they're like a savant or autistic in a sense, where the only thing they know really well is space travel. But
That
everything
makes
else,
sense.
they just can't do it. Have we considered the autistic aliens? That angle. AAA.
Autism.
The autistic alien angle.
That I like this
Because we
I'm
assume,
listening.
hey, if they could travel to us, they're pretty intelligent.
Well,
Not
they-
the case. You ever seen a kid with a Rubik's Cube?
Exactly. I mean, the most advanced things we have in our society are from men on the spectrum and women. Am I wrong? Einstein. You think that guy was picking up hot babes? He sat around like gravity.
Also,
He's also a robot. Are you kidding me? Elon Musk? Zuckerberg?
Yeah. Which
Whoa.
it looks like they might
Jeff
fight.
Bezos? These people are crazy. And thank goodness we have them.
And you know what they're interested in? Space travel.
Space travel. Aliens?
Made a lot of sense in this Good Ranchers segment.
Sure did. We sure did. It's like we're gonna the aliens on the spectrum are gonna take us back to their place, and we're gonna if they conquer us and bring us back to their world, I bet we're gonna meet some super chill aliens. Like, dude, the Overlord took you down here, dude. That guy's weird. What's up?
Come kick it with me.
I'm Zelon. This is my body, Zorkon.
Sorry,
Kratal.
our emperor is like mad on the spectrum, so he's always like space traveling.
He's
But
like a genius and stuff, but dude, people hate him. He's weird. For sure.
that's probably what it'll be like. Do you have beef or is that?
No, I think we covered
That's pretty
that.
good.
Pretty good. GoodRanchers.com. Use code FamilyMan. $30 off your box. Price locked. Okay, let's get to let's wrap up with a little fan love here. I have a quick voice message from Hayden. Yes, he didn't want to show his face, but it's fine. He sent this at 6 a.m. Wow, really up and at him.
Good for
That's what
Hayden.
he has to say.
What's up, guys? I'm currently running on my morning run here in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I'm listening to your most recent episode. And when you guys do the Josh Peck impersonation, I had to stop running. I was laughing so hard when he said, "Who dropped the bomb?" Megan. Boob. Love you guys' show. Thanks so much for keeping the motivation up for my runs. Talk to you soon.
You got it. Woo! You got it. Josh Peck. Thanks, Hayden. Appreciate it. Yeah, I like that. Josh. Ooh. And since I've been doing that, I've been seeing Drake and Josh clips on my TikTok. Don't hate
Really?
it. That show is classic.
Oh, the clips themselves, like from
Like
the
actual show, yeah.
Dang, I gotta get on that out.
Did you watch the show a lot?
I did actually. It was the only
I loved it.
Nick show I watched because we were a Disney family. But I'd pop on a Nickelodeon. I think it was like 300, 301 for the DirecTV people out there.
Oh, not to brag.
And yeah, Drake and Josh, pretty funny.
Do you have DirecTV your whole life?
No, I didn't get it till I was like 14, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was pretty overwhelming because I was Nick for me was 28 my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
What was it for you?
We went straight from local channels to DirecTV, so it was a big leap. So we went from like 5
You
to
didn't
like
even have Nick.
no
Until DirecTV.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
It's
next
a
level.
huge jump.
I was 20. Did you have?
We weren't loyal. We went back from Dish to Direct multiple times.
Did you have the old classic cable where you just had like
It
80
was
channels?
Country, so satellite.
I remember that. My
Interesting.
grandparents had that because I think Nickelodeon was 43 for them.
Gotcha. Disney was 38. ABC Family was 36. Had some nice pieces. 32 Discovery. I can get down on some Discovery, dude.
Yeah. Still
40,
can.
45 Spike TV.
Look out. Dude,
Hey.
remember that show? Have we ever talked about this? They used to have a show called The Pants Off Dance Off.
Spike?
Yes. You guys remember that?
Oh, I would love to go down a Spike TV rabbit hole. What's that? I don't remember that one.
It was just like, it's exactly like what it sounds like. It would air on DirecTV where they would just take their pants off down to their underwear and just dance around. Guys, girls, anything in between.
Try to find some of these images or photos. Did you remember the show 1,000 Ways to Die?
A little bit.
On Spike TV?
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't get super into it.
They would just come up with creative ways to die and reenact them. They'd be like, and Spike TV always had a weird like sexual tilt to it.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, all right, it'd just be a scenario. Carly was taking out the trash when the dumpster's wheel lock malfunctions, and she turns around to see a half ton of people's garbage heading towards her. Let's just say it took her out of the trash. It'd have some dumb crutch and just show her getting impaled, or it'd show a girl like she got locked in a tanning bed. It's like she was laying down to tan that hot jalapeno body. But it got a little too hot, and that pepper popped. It would be like that. It was weird, and it would every person who died was an attractive woman.
They were always naked.
Yeah.
So these weren't like documented cases of death. These were
Just
just like
made up.
Let's see what we could think of.
Yeah. Can you imagine being a writer on that show? Sickos. It'd be kind of fun. We could write an episode right now, really quick.
I was gonna say the sexual angle is a little tricky, but Jennifer loved the fall and would always help out in the fields with the scarecrows. She was caught one night making sweet love to one, and then the crows got her. That's right.
Who's scared after all? You have to end it with a
Oh,
little,
yeah, like kind
a
of a-
cheesy little tie the bow. Yeah.
Like a Shark Tank kind of pitch. So sharks, what do you say? We stop being scary to this,
This
field
cold
market.
plunge. You take the plunge. That's very real. You see any of these 1,000 Ways to Die stuff? Oh, is this pants off?
Oh,
dance
pants
off?
off, dance off.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. We need to talk about America. Oh, would they like, talk about like
I don't remember there being like a social justice angle.
social justice angle?
Nope, just kidding. Pants
85% of CEOs are men. And they just dance around.
They're taking their shirts off.
Oh, I love Spike TV, man. It was
1,000
weird.
Ways to Die. I don't think I ever realized that was all made up. I would like see it every now and then, and be like, dang, that's crazy.
It's very weird.
That's crazy. The garbage truck got her.
Okay, we got one more fan video. What's up? Recti, what do you got for us?
Hi guys, my name is Lauren Mills, and I just wanted to say I love the podcast. It is so hilarious, so funny. I've been watching for about a year now, I would say, maybe a little over a year, but it has been so hilarious. I laugh every time. Jake, congrats on the wedding. It looked beautiful. And my question is, what has been your wildest or funniest fan experience on tour? So, yeah. Thanks. Bye, guys.
1,000. Lauren Mills was recording a video, and her ceiling fan became detached. Let's just say she wasn't a fan of her. She was decapitated.
Let's just say her life insurance policy. Hope they have some correct opinions.
Yeah. And no ceiling. That would be boom, half an episode. Ceiling fans, man. That's a weird fear of mine. You get that thing going too fast, I'm like, nah, it can't be engineered to go
When
that
it
fast.
starts shaking a little bit every time, yeah, let's tone it down one.
What she asked, what's our craziest tour moment?
Yeah, fan experience on the road.
Craziest fan experience. I'll just preface by saying we have very normal fans. I'm always shocked by that. People come in the meet and greets. I feel like this is a good sign of normal meet and greets. Half of my meet and greet fans go, is this like weird? But it's like they even know it's a little weird. I'm like, it is, but it's not. I mean, we're all normal people saying hi because I think they assume like only crazy people are doing this, right?
Everyone's
I'm
crazy
like,
behind
actually,
me.
everyone's pretty normal here.
That's funny.
Yeah.
My aunt.
Yeah. Derek's aunt. That's the one. She
started.
We jokingly told her I do a pro Biden joke, and she's gonna pick at the Kansas City show. Oh
man.
Do you have anything crazy?
I was gonna say
It's
not
so
in like
normal.
a while. Like
back in the day, my goat. I think I've told the story a couple of times where the drunk guy asked to pick me up, and he just pile drive me into the ground because he got off balance. And then we had to. Now I get tour manager Tom. I didn't even know this when he kind of briefs the VIPs with like what's about to happen here. I guess one of the things is like, don't ask to pick him up. Don't ask to do a human pyramid. Don't. So every now and then the girls be like, why was there a mention of a human pyramid? Like, well, you'd be surprised. I've been asked to do like 19 of them. I don't want to do that.
It's pretty funny that Tom does that. You should throw in some other random ones. Don't ask to do an old Western quick draw shootout with him.
Yeah.
All right, he hates that.
He's not going to use your toothbrush.
He's not going to play a quick game of Twister with you and your husband. He's sick of it.
Okay. Just one photo. We'll move on. No, he does not want steak in your CBD company.
That's very funny. I think I've signed some weird stuff over the years, like pickleball paddle, like someone's skin. One time it was for a tattoo.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Ooh, I have a good one. I can't believe I told the story. When we were in Canada, you were missed. After the Toronto show, I feel like this is kind of Toronto. We went to me, Alan, Lucas, and Tom went to a fun little like patio because up in Canada it was nice. It's so hot here. A little patio post show. We grabbed it's very, very Canadian and French. We grabbed a nice little bottle of wine and some accoutrements, and we just chatted. There was live music.
Is that a solid or a liquid? What'd you just say?
Accoutrements, solid.
Okay.
And there's live music, and then a fight broke out
a
mere feet from us, where it was outside. So there's kind of like sidewalk activity, and I think a couple half psycho homeless people started getting after it, and some girl was screaming like, you don't talk to me that way. Just kind of nonsense back and forth. And like a big bouncer guy from the restaurant came over. She's like, oh, he was this big burly guy with a white beard. She's like, oh, what's Santa gonna do? Oh, Santa's here now, which is pretty funny. And she just kept going into the street, and cars are stopping. She's in the middle of the street, and this other homeless guy's like, stop it. She's like, I recommend so many people to your business. I bring you so much business, which I can't imagine because her friends probably don't have a lot of money.
Yeah, okay.
homeless.
Yeah.
And it was just I don't know. It was feet from us for a good 15 minutes screaming match, and it was kind of fun.
And you found out later she follows you on Instagram. You're like, dang, that's a crazy fan interaction.
I was like, yeah, I was at the meet and greet.
Yeah, she came back later. Want to do the human pyramid. Turns out that's a drug. Want to do a little human pyramid?
Human pyramid? What do you think? All right. Get your tickets to the live podcast in Kansas City, September 6th. And all the other shows. Thank you guys. Send us your video submissions, our correct opinions, so we can talk to you. All that good stuff. Love you guys. Talk to you next week. Peace.
Correct opinion.